darkest corner of the old city hospital stood a morgue that everyone feared for reasons no one dared to discuss. And tonight, under a flickering light and a storm rumbling outside, a young medical intern named Rafik was assigned to spend the night shift alone in that forgotten room where bodies rested under cold sheets and silence pressed against the walls like a living thing. From the moment he stepped inside, he felt a strange weight in the air, as if unseen eyes followed his every move, and each metallic drawer seemed to breathe with a slow, unnatural rhythm that tightened around his chest. The generator above hummed, but the sound felt distant, and every few seconds the lights dipped lower, casting long, twisting shadows that stretched across the floor like reaching fingers, and Rafik's heartbeat grew faster as he forced himself to check the logbook lying on a steel table that trembled slightly, though no wind touched it. His duty was simple: observe the bodies, record any changes, and ensure the room stayed locked. Yet something told him this night would be different, far beyond anything written in the old hospital manuals. As he walked between the rows, he heard a faint shuffling like fabric dragging across metal, and he froze, thinking it was his imagination, until the sound came again, louder and closer, sending a chill through every nerve he had. Slowly, he turned toward the far corner and saw one of the covered shapes twitch, as if something underneath tried to stretch awake. And before he could process it, another body moved, then another, until the silence of the morgue broke with the unnatural rustling of stiff limbs shifting against sheets that should have remained still forever. Rafik stepped back, gripping the edge of a trolley, as the sheets rose and fell gently like breathing, though the bodies on record were lifeless for days, and the air grew colder, so cold that frost formed on the steel surfaces around him. He wanted to run, but his legs refused to obey, and all he could do was watch wide-eyed as a single sheet slid off, revealing a pale face with hollow eyes that suddenly opened, staring straight into his soul with an expression that showed no anger, only a desperate longing for release. More sheets dropped and more eyes opened as the bodies slowly turned their heads toward him, silently begging for something he did not understand. And the lights flickered wildly, throwing the room into chaos. With every pulse of darkness, Rafik stumbled backward and hit the wall, gasping for breath, as the figures sat up with stiff, jerking motions, raising their hands as if reaching for help rather than harm. And he realized they were not attacking, but trying to communicate through sheer will. Summoning courage, he stepped forward, trembling, and whispered that he wanted to help. And the bodies stilled completely, their eyes following his voice and guiding him toward the old cabinet where dusty files lay, untouched for years. Inside, he found records of wrongful deaths, hidden mistakes, and ignored tragedies. And as he read each file, the air grew warmer, and the stiff figures slowly lowered themselves back into their resting positions, as if finally acknowledged after years of silence. Rafik placed the files on the table, promising bring truth to light. And at that moment, the last body closed its eyes gently as the morgue returned to stillness, the unnatural cold lifting like a fading nightmare. When morning arrived and the staff entered, they found Rafik exhausted, yet determined, holding the files that would expose everything. And though he never spoke of what he saw that night, he knew the spirits only wanted justice, not fear. And from that day forward, the morgue remained peaceful, as if its restless souls had finally found their voice through him.